Thanks for having us.
Have you guys had some fun so far here? Salt Lake, first time, second time?
First time.
First time, and it's so beautiful.
So amazing. Even flying in, and I looked out the window and I saw the mountains, and I went, oh my God, there's mountains. And then I turned around, there's more! It's pretty nice here, guys. Well done. Well played.
Well, we love having you guys here. We've been waiting anxiously and patiently, but you know, everyone's super excited to have you guys here. So, how does it feel to be here at FanX?
Oh, it's amazing. Well, first of all, our hotel's really nice. There's a doorbell on our room.
What? I know, doorbell. And so every time I go to Katie's room, I go ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
She's like, stop it. Why are you ringing my door? But yeah, no, it's been an incredible experience, and everybody's so nice. You guys are the best, honestly.
You know what's funny is we got in a golf cart. They put us on a golf cart to get here, and we're like, we can walk. We're okay. They're like, well, it's kind of far. And I'm like, yeah, we're fine. Get on the golf cart, Linda. Okay.
Yeah.
We're zipping along. You know, there's a guy running behind us.
Oh yeah.
Sort of like our security guy, who I might have fallen in love with a little.
You can't.
Just like doing the total Steve Austin.
Oh yeah. There's the soundtrack. It was like weird. We heard this little soundtrack.
Yeah, and I know Steve Austin's there. I know he's waiting for me back at the autograph place.
He's not though.
So
He's not.
we go the whole way here, and then I looked at Katie. I went, "This thing is really big, eh?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Can I drive?
There's another room. Yeah. There's more. Yeah. It's a really great con.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get lost. I get lost in the side, I get lost in the back, I get lost everywhere, but that's just me. So, this weekend you've gotten the chance to meet so many of your fans, like longtime fans. What does that feel like to know that everyone's been following you guys, watching the show, listening to your voices for like over 10 years now?
It's pretty incredible, and we never take it for granted, but Sailor Moon fans are the best fans in the world. Honestly. And so we appreciate it. It happens a lot, and we didn't even realize.
We did it 8,000 years ago. And when you do a show like this, you know, you do it, and you finish filming, you finish taping it and everything, and then you're done, and you go, hey, why are you calling me anymore, agent? What's your problem, agent? And the character that you've loved so much, you fall in love with, and we have no relationship with you guys in that. Because we just go into a booth, and we do it, and we don't realize that it's going to have any kind of impact in anyone's lives. We've just done a job that we needed to do to the best of our abilities, and we do it. And then 20 some odd years later, people are coming over to you crying, saying, do you realize the impact you had in my life? And it's like, really? It is so overwhelming. You can't even begin to understand how that feels. And every now and then we are able to step back and, we always just embrace the fans. We love the fans more than anything you can imagine. But we realize how we may have been there for you guys at a really important time in your lives, but you guys were there for us at a very important time in our lives. Because we were just beginning to be voice actors. And we just sort of started out our careers, and because of you guys, our agents believed in us, people knew who we were, and it just grew and grew and grew, and it gave us the careers that we have today. So thank you.
I agree. That's what I'll say the whole thing now.
So with meeting the fans and doing the Comic Cons and traveling a lot, what is do you guys have like a favorite moment or an experience that just a memorable experience that you want to share with everyone here?
Well, last night in the elevator.
Oh yeah, and she wrecked everything. I have two boys. an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old, and they are obsessed with Spider-Man. We didn't know Tom was coming, but I call Wyatt, my youngest, Wider-Man. So this is how important it is. So,
and I have
Linda.
And I have 3 daughters, and my middle daughter, I've got a 23-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 20-year-old. I'm fine, really, I'm fine. And my 21-year-old texts me and she goes, "Oh my God, Mom, Tom Holland is there." And I'm like, "Who's Tom Holland?" For real. She's like, "Only the man I'm gonna marry." he coming to the con? Is he like a con fan or something? She's like, oh, you're such an idiot. She's like, you have to reach out to him. You have to say hello. You have to show him a picture of me and say that this is your future wife. I'm like, oh my God, don't do this to me, Shay. Don't do this to me. So Katie and I have kind of been on a mission that we have to kind of meet him. And they have this green room.
I knew I was not going to say a word, though. I've had my moments of silliness, and I'm an awkward weirdo, so...
She is really an awkward weirdo. There's not a question about it. So we've got this green room where all the actors get to hang out. So you get to like fangirl. You have to be really cool, right? You can be like, oh, hi, Lee Majors. You can't do that. You just gotta be.
That's what I actually do, though. I think it's my internal dialogue that I'm going, and that's actually my face when something like that happens. Someone will smile at me.
So of course I don't even know what Tom Holland looks like because I'm an idiot. And I'm like, is that him? Is that him? Is that him? And then I've kind of got memorized that he had this baseball cap on because that's all I can do. I'm like, well, this is a guy who's gonna marry my son. I guess I should introduce myself to him. So we're coming down in the elevator in our hotel last night, and we get on, and there's 3 people on the elevator, and we're just like, oh, where are you guys going? We knew that 2 of them were sort of handlers for the con, for the actors and stuff. And, oh, you're going there? Oh, yeah, you're not going to go to the party? No.
And then if she had just looked at my face, yeah, she would have known what was happening.
So the guy who's directly across from us, I go, just as we're getting to the end, I went, wait, are you Tom Holland? And he goes, I wish. And he runs off the elevator, and I look at Katie and I go, and she's just like this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. You're such a meatball head. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, good times.
Well,
So you know how this trip is going to go. Don't even look at no more minutes.
I know, she's so angry at me still. And so I wrote to my daughter too, and I was like, so this is what happened. She goes, oh, Mom.
I know. And I texted my son, my older guy, Jet. I said, well, Linda wrecked everything. So, that's it.
You know who's going to be the one going over to him going, all right, Tom, we got to talk. And he'll be very nice to me, I'm quite sure. And Katie will be like, and I'm like, no. Yeah, you blew it.
I won't even say that. I'll just... That's what I do. Those are the faces that I'm not even joking. We were in Toronto at FanX Expo. What is it? FanX Expo in Toronto?
Yes.
And we were in the green room, and I'm a Star Wars crazy person. And Mark Hamill is there. I'll let Linda do my face.
This is her face. He walks out, she goes,
Frozen.
and then he quickly turns and goes into the bathroom. And he doesn't come out for half an hour.
Because I said, okay, when he comes back, I'm going to talk to him. But he was in there for a really long time, so he was like, I'm not going to say anything now. I don't know, maybe his stomach's not feeling well.
Just we figured, you might not want to hug him too hard.
And John Cusack, same thing. He walked by, he was pretty cool, and he went like that. I went. So we won't be meeting Tom.
So you're gonna run into him like on your way back.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh hey, you're from the elevator.
That'll be cool. No, I'm not going to mention the elevator. It's like, do you ever get stuck in an elevator with crazy people?
All right, so let's get to some Sailor Moon business.
Yeah, let's do that.
What was your guys' favorite episode?
That's a good question.
What was it?
What's the favorite episode? So I like, because Ray was so super serious all the time. She meant business. And I'm very similar to her in a lot of ways, but I'm also a bit of a goofball. So whenever Chad was around, it was comic relief a little bit, even though Ray was still very serious. It was better. It was better because it was silly for once. Or whenever we fought, those were good ones.
We loved fighting.
Fighting was fun.
We love to fight. My favorite, for fun-wise, definitely was when Serena was drunk on juice. Now, some lovely fan came over to me yesterday, and she's probably here somewhere. I'll find her, and she has a sake set. It's Sailor Moon. A Sailor Moon sake set that she got me to sign, and I was like, and I did write on the very bottom, oh, I think I drank too much juice.
I'm buying her that for Christmas. I'm gonna find it.
Great, now I know I'm getting.
will drink with me.
Yes, I will.
So you said you share some personality traits with Ray. What are these personality traits, and which ones do you share with Sailor Moon?
Oh, I'm a bit of an idiot. I fall over myself all the time. I can't spell to save my life. I just love her goofiness. I love the fact that she tried to take herself seriously. Like, she's a teenager, right? They're complicated orders. I had to live through 3 teenage girls. Oh, God. I'm fine. No, I'm fine. Really, I'm fine. So, the teenage girl is the most complicated being on the planet. On the one hand, they want to be taken seriously. They want to be adults, they want to just be strong, and they want you to listen, and I know what I'm talking about, and they're so emotional. They're so emotional. But on the other hand, they're still kids, and they're goofy kids that just want to have fun. And I felt that is what Serena was completely. Like, she was just this goofball who really just kind of wanted to have fun, but she knew that she had to be taken seriously at times, and she wanted to, but there's other times she's just like, I don't want to be taken seriously right now, I just want to have fun. Why do I have to go and save the world? Tuxedo Mask!
And so I'm similar to Ray because I'm not that. Although I am a bit of a goofball, that's the only difference, but I think she's fiercely loyal, and I'm super loyal, and I'm also, you know, when there's something to be done, if there's a task at hand, we do it.
We do it.
So, yeah, I rein people in.
Like getting Tom Holland's autograph for her.
Yeah, we do it, Linda.
Do this, we have got this.
Next episode, Sailor Moon. Now here's a tough one.
Okay.
You guys could be another Sailor Scout. Which one would it be, and why?
It's a good question, because that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 3-hour long.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know.
Oh, I'm losing my voice.
Well, I flip back and forth. I would definitely be, not a question, Sailor Jupiter. I love the tomboy in her. I love how tough she was, and she would kick butt in a big way, but she also liked to cook. I love that, because that's me. That said, I flip-flop back and forth, and the other person that I would consider being is Sailor Mars. Of course, don't tell her. What? I love Sailor Mars. I loved how she just called a spade a spade. She's just like, you're ridiculous. Yeah, I love that about her.
She's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think I would be Jupiter too, and I was gonna say that. I know it sounds like I'm just doing it.
Why would you want to be Moon?
No, I don't want to be Moon. I feel like Moon's funny. She's silly and fun, but there's so much crying. She just likes so much. So, and I play a lot of sports. I'm pretty sporty, so I feel like Jupiter is. And I like baking. I mean, I like eating baking. Baked goods. I don't actually like the baking part, I just like baked goods. Cupcakes, you name it.
Now, villains. Which one was your favorite villain?
Luna.
Arrow was pretty good. Oh, yeah.
It's a cross between Luna and Mars.
I liked Zoisite. I liked Zoisite. I thought she was cool and pretty.
I like the crazy little ones that would come in every now and then. Like there's a crazy nutcracker guy. His head opened up and these nuts flew out of his head. And I'm like, what is happening?
Oh yeah, and he was totally creepy.
He was so creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a clown. Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
All right, so with voice acting, sometimes you guys are recording in the same studio at the same time. Sometimes it's like one week, another one another week. Do you guys have any funny stories, any pranks, any silly shenanigans?
I'm gonna say hashtag hot dog, Linda. Take it away.
She does this to me.
Well, it's the truth. That's why it has stayed with me.
Alright, so here's what it is. When you are a voice actor, you have to act with your entire body. You're not just acting with your voice. And a lot of people don't realize that. Like, when you're in a fight scene, you're not going, you have to use your body. So when I'm in a fight scene, I'm like, and you're literally doing one of your calls and you're like, moon, cosmic, and you're just everything you've got, you have to use your entire body. Sometimes, when you use your entire body, a little bit of air can slip out of it. Yes, I'm human. So, every now and then, not that often, it would be moon, cosmic, Can I do that again? No, I think we got it. No, I think I should do it again.
And then you know what's really fun? It's a small little booth. You know what's really fun? Sailor Moon goes first, Sailor Mars goes in second. That's all I'm gonna say. Hot dog.
Pumpkin.
Someone may have had hot dogs for lunch. We don't know. It wasn't me.
So with, Ray, Serena, their friendship is a very unique one, a very fun one. We all treasure their friendship. Do you see that reflected in your guys' friendship at all?
She just bugs me all the time. I don't even know what to do with her.
What are you talking about? Crazy. You're always we're pretty close. We're pretty tight. She's my bestie. So I don't we bicker.
We don't fight so much, but we will call each other out on stuff, for sure. It's just like, I don't think that was on.
Yeah.
She will have to call me out more because I'm a little bit more of a loose cannon, I would say, and she's right in there, and then she's like
Ray, right?
And I've got the crazy eyes, like when something really bugs me, it's just like,
oh yeah, she's scary.
yeah, and she'll say crazy eyes.
Crazy eyes.
I'm like,
Crazy eyes. You got crazy eyes.
No.
Feeling scared.
So what's your favorite thing about being in the Sailor Moon family? There's so many members, there's so many, artists involved, there's so many music, everything. What does it feel like to be a part of that family?
Well, it's incredibly special. For most of my career, I do some on-camera stuff too, but most of my career, I would never be at a Comic-Con for whatever show it is. And so, as you mentioned before, you don't know who's watching, you don't know any of this stuff. And then to have fans come up to you and talk about their favorite episodes or whatever their narrative was growing up, and they had issues, I think that's the special part about Sailor Moon. I really believe that every single Comic-Con we go to, we have 20 people a day coming up saying, you were our childhood. And to even hear that, can you imagine? There's no other show that I've ever worked on that anyone would say, I was their childhood. It's insane. So I just think it's the loyalty to the show, it's the impact it's had on all you guys, and I don't know, we just feel pretty honored that we're part of something. So it's a movement. Sailor Moon's a movement, and so we feel pretty.
Yeah, this is definitely what I would say is my favorite part of it. But another part that was really I don't know if I want to say it's my favorite part, but having to learn how to do that form of dubbing, because it was dubbing. Normally Katie and I would do original animation. So when they do original animation, the voices are the first thing they do. They record the voices, and then from there, they animate the show. So you have a lot of flexibility. You can build a character, give it a tick. You can make it, you can sort of do little things, and when you're doing this with your whole body, so you're like, this is what it's gonna be, kind of be in this character, I don't know. And they're gonna draw that in, and they're gonna draw it how it sounds, and a lot of times, you see the character walking around sort of like that. So you learn all that, but when we were doing Sailor Moon, it was done. And we just had to basically do like karaoke, following along with the bouncing ball. And we had to read those words, and we never got scripts ahead of time, ever. We didn't know what was happening in the show at all. They would just say, today you're going to do episode 14, and you'd go, okay. And they'd put you in this room, and it was just read along with the bouncing ball. So you had no idea, like you'd be sitting there having maybe an argument with a character, and then it would just say, reacts. And you wouldn't know what the reaction was supposed to be. You didn't know whether it was they're laughing, or they're screaming,
And
or
they're
they just
mostly
got
screaming.
killed. Usually screaming. Or they just got killed or something, so you'd be like, oh, and then you'd sort of like, oh, or something like that. And they'd say, yeah, no, you're supposed to be laughing right now. I don't know why they didn't give us scripts. I think that they wanted it to be just so real and come from inside, but it's like,
I actually don't even think it's that. I think everything was so fast and furious.
True.
They would get the script from Montreal the day that we were recording, and it would be couriered in, and then they'd put it up. So yeah.
it would be on air the next day. And Toby Proctor, who was in Tuxedo Mask, he's so romantic.
I'm such a goofball.
He remembers one time when he went in he recorded for the day, and then he got home and he just thought he was so cool. He had a motorcycle. He thought he was so cool. He gets home and they phone him and said, I hate to do this to you, but we gotta get you back in because we just missed one line. We've gotta get you back in here. Can you come back into the studio? And he was like, yeah, I guess so. So instead of getting on his motorcycle and going back to the studio, and you know what, they can just wait for me, I'm just gonna walk there. And it took like about 2 hours. Just I think he'll stop for a little bite to eat, does all that stuff, gets there, they give him the one line, and as soon as he did the one line, they're like, go, go, go! And they had to get it to the network because it was going on the air the next morning. And this is now at like 11 o'clock at night, and they were just like, they were panicking. Tony's such a little cheeky monkey.
I can see him doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sailor Moon is one of the most prominent mangas, animes that has, worked on building that girl power, friendship. What do you think is the most important message Sailor Moon has to offer to everyone?
That men aren't the only ones on the planet?
Yeah. That's a good message.
What is happening with the world? Guys, you're gonna have to sit back and watch the women for a little while, man. I tell you, reading Sailor Moon, and this is the first time that there were 5 strong female characters ever in a show. And to this day, every audition we go to, every show we do, for every 1 part for a woman, there's at least 12 for a guy.
Yep.
And it is so ludicrous. And the parts the women get are, she's the girl next door who loves her, who is in love with the main character. Or, mom, she loves her son. Like, what? And here this show did so well. People loved it because they were strong women who each had their own individual personality. They all had flaws. They were all so flawed, which made them even more human and more relatable. And why hasn't the world gone, oh, right, there are chicks out there too. Like, what's happened? It's crazy. This is my new latest thing that I'm just not going to rest at. I am getting more women on TV. That's all there is to it.
It's getting a little bit better. Getting a bit better, but yeah. Or walking into an audition and you see all these different parts. I mean, they're called sides, whatever, and they're all laid out. And then they'll say, "Okay, just pick one." But there'll be guys in the room, so I'll be like, "Oh." Every single part except for one is for boys.
And there might be one little boy part, so you're like, I'll take that too.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, it's frustrating.
So, last question from me, because we're going to open it up for the audience. So if you guys want to start lining up.
Have good questions too.
Really good, yeah.
Great.
I'm going to steal all the questions from all you
I will
guys.
shut you down if you ask me a silly question like that.
Really?
So, your families, your children,
Yes.
have they watched the show? What do they think of the show?
Well, they're kind of getting it now. I have a huge shrine at home when I move the Marvel stuff out of the way, or Star Wars, although I like the Star Wars stuff, it's whatever. But I have a huge shrine of Sailor Moon stuff, mostly Sailor Mars. And when the boys were younger, they were like, Mom, what is this? And I had some Sailor Mars dolls, and of course, all the Marvel characters would fight her. And then technically she beat everybody, but anyway, I let them. I see the Hulk wrestling with Mars all the time, and I kind of giggle thinking, oh, she'd take him out. But now, as they're older, they can see from Comic-Cons, like, this is why I brought my phone up, because I was actually going to have to pan across at some point that we have people. I'm going to have you guys all sing the theme song.
Yeah, so try and make yourself look at
So yeah, they kind of know. In fact, let's do that.
Let's do that now. Let's do that now.
Yeah, see, just got her phone up.
and they did not even acknowledge the fact that I was in Sailor Moon whatsoever. Because they're evil, they're all evil, each and every one of them are evil. So their attitude is, Mom, it doesn't come up in conversation. And I'm like, what? Why not? Why wouldn't everybody be talking about it? What kind of weird friends do you have? So one year, I was saying to my daughters, like, hey, so what are all your friends dressing up for? It's Halloween, you know, oh, so-and-so's gonna be this, so-and-so's gonna be this. And my daughter Madeline says, yeah, Kendra's gonna be Sailor Moon. What? What's that? Kendra's gonna be Sailor Moon. I went, Sailor Moon? I said, did you tell her? And Madeline says, tell her what? Burn! I said, well, maybe the fact that your mother was the voice of Sailor Moon, she goes, why would I tell her that? That's what I have to deal with at home.
All right, so we have about 20 minutes, so we do have some time for questions, but we're going to try and make sure everyone gets to ask their questions.
So talk fast.
All right, go ahead.
Hi.
So, as many probably know in this room, there is a Sailor Moon RPG tabletop game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If you got to pick your own planet or moon or star and powers, what would they be?
Ooh. Wait. Oh. For any planet?
Well, I would definitely pick Mars because, what's his name lives there. What is that guy's name? That actor. Why am I so blank right now?
Who lives on Mars?
Matt Damon lives on Mars.
Yes, okay. Where's she going? Says no one lives there yet.
Of course I would pick that. And what would be my magic power? I would definitely be able, there's no water on Mars.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, I'm gonna have like a bubble, I can blow a bubble out of my nose and it encases my whole face, and so I can swim underwater and breathe. With Matt Damon.
I was gonna say Mars too. Yeah. My God, a lot of Matt Damon stuff. That's weird.
Oh yeah, what's yours, Miss I'm so great?
Well, it would be Planet Mars, of course. Special power. She could fire. Flame sniper. I would have like all kinds of. My special powers would be fire. I feel like why wouldn't it be?
Jeez, you're so.
I know it's boring, but it is the best one.
Who does that?
I'm trying to think of
Next question, because she's useless.
Or if I could be invisible, that'd be fun.
Too late.
How did Sailor Moon's hair get so long?
Very good question.
Amazing question.
I guess she just couldn't be bothered cutting it.
Good question. Then she wouldn't be able to do the meatballs.
Yeah, that's right.
You look adorable.
Yeah, you know why? Because she's dressed as Sailor Moon.
Oh gosh, quiet.
Alright, so there are two versions of Sailor Moon, the 1980s original one and Sailor Moon Crystal. Which one was your guys' favorite?
To be honest, I haven't seen Crystal. I can't, we're in Canada, so, and we are like super duper busy. I've seen little bits and pieces of it.
The original, let's get real.
The original. I have the original too. That said, we would have done Crystal, and I totally understand, it's been 25 years, so they had to make it their own, and also we were up in Canada, and the new cast, everybody's American, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The original, thank you.
We're gonna say the original. Thank you for your question.
Hi, I would like to ask, do you guys have like an opinion on the new dub?
Here's my opinion on the new dub. I am so happy they did this because fans have waited so long. So honestly, I'm just really happy for all the Sailor Moon fans that this is finally happening for you guys.
And they finally got to see stars.
Yeah. Stars was, long time coming. So yeah, we're super happy.
Yeah.
Really enjoying every minute of it. Yeah, although it's a Sailor Moon, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be into the anime genre itself. I mean, Sailor Moon, it really got me into it.
Nice. Exactly. Thank you for watching.
Hello again.
Hi.
Thanks, Rock, by the way. I have a question for you. What was your favorite fight between Sailor Mars and Sailor Moon?
Oh, our favorite fight, I'm sure it was over Darian. I don't remember because we fought so often, so my favorite fighting thing would be when they were doing raspberries where they're spitting at each other with their tongues are hanging out. Because it was so adorable. So even in the booth, we would request to fight with each other. And we'd be like, it was pretty fun. You can't spit.
Always, whenever it was over a boy, that's always the best. And also, that part wasn't scripted. That was just us going off on a tangent.
That's it. Looking back now, every once in a while, I'll see it. Sometimes Ray was pretty mean. Like some of the burns were funny, but yeah, she was. She was meaner than I would have been fighting.
Okay, now looking back on the original dub when you did it, is there any lines you find, well, nowadays cringeworthy? Like, I can't believe I performed it that way. It's so awful.
Oh, yeah, some of the episodes, like, why did I do that line that way?
Yeah.
Like about the first 20 that I did. Oh my God, they wanted me to go higher and higher and scream more and more. So I just felt like it was just the whole time. I was like, I hate this. God, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. Yeah, it drives me crazy. But every time you do a voiceover, there's always one line that you go, ugh.
Mine was, so they would change the calls. So Mars Fire Ignite, fantastic. Mars Star Power, no problem. At one point, and you're sitting there, and again, it's like karaoke, except karaoke now is easy, because anyway, whatever. At the time, we were watching the words scroll across, and then you'd go. So we had no idea how long it would be. And the call became, Mars Celestial Fire, and it just went on forever. And I was like, why is this happening? Why would they do that? That was the hardest one. Because I'd run out of air and then they'd say, do it again. I'd say, no, I can't. Look at you. You look amazing even though you're not. Thank you. It's such a sailor thing. Exactly. Of course you just did that. I was planned. It just happened. I wish you recorded that. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous.
What was the audition process like? Getting the role of Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars?
Well, funny story. I was doing a lot of on-camera stuff, and at the time I had a boyfriend, and my boyfriend was Reno Romano, and he was the original Tuxedo Mask. So, he had already booked Darian in Tuxedo Mask, and he said, Kate, you have to audition for this. You look just like Ray, because you're 2,500 years ago, I actually had long black hair and I looked like Ray. I said, no, Reno, I'm going to be a movie star. I don't even know what you're doing. And so then I auditioned, and it was the best thing that could have ever happened in my life, because this is what I do. I'm a cartoon. So that was my audition process. I went in there. I think everybody was auditioning for all the different roles. You went in specifically for Sailor Moon too, but so that was the audition process. It was a fluke, and I got so lucky.
That's how we feel about a lot of the parts. It's just, you always go into an audition wanting whatever part it is you're going for, and just like, this is it, this is me, this is in my body, I know this. And then when you don't get the part, it's like, what? Yeah, somebody was better than me? What? That doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi there. Oh, let me leave that in. One of the things I really liked from the show, now as an adult, not so much as a kid, was the Sailor Moon Says segments. But none of those help me anymore, because I've mastered them all. What's a new Sailor Moon Says that I can apply in my life today in 2019?
Oh, that's a good question. What would be a good Sailor Moon Says for now? Now, like 2018.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon says, Donald Trump's insane.
I would say Sailor Moon says, be nice to the environment. Think be better with the environment. Recycle. I know, it's tricky. I love everybody. Look, we're not even helping at all. We're letting you people struggle. We are letting you struggle with that microphone instead of saying,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, it just bends. Yeah, all right, I'll stop.
Hi, so my question is, Darian slash Tuxedo Mask was everyone's crush growing up. Did you guys have any unrealistic cartoon crushes like Darian or someone else?
Cartoon crush.
Cartoon.
That's a good one.
Oh, well, I always loved Spider-Man. I did.
Oh, God.
I loved Spider-Man.
So over it.
Yeah. You know, Tom, if you're listening, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's just say you blew it in the elevator. No, I was a Spider-Man fan for sure. For sure, I loved him.
I don't know. I do know this. I think Tuxedo Mask is fine and everything, but he always showed up super late to all these fights. So I don't know that he would be, if I were watching, I don't know personally that I would be like,
But other cartoons, it doesn't.
I'm trying to think of any other cartoon where I had a crush on.
Certainly wouldn't be Fred Flintstone.
No. No.
Aquaman too. Because I had two brothers too, so we always had to watch all the superhero ones, which I also loved. Spider-Man.
Thank you.
Hello, Tuxedo Mask.
George.
Hello, thank you. Were there any moments where when you guys are recording in the booths, specifically you and you two, like when Ray and Serena fight, did you guys ever improvise and that the directors found it funny that they actually kept in the final shot?
I wish. We would have killed that show. That would have been amazing if we could improvise, but that didn't happen. We didn't have any freedom. Like Linda said earlier, it was karaoke. So it was predetermined, and we did the best we could, but we had to match the lips, the mouths moving. So, like, I did a show, I did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I was Sam Sparks in the TV series. That was the most fun I've ever had, ever, recording, because I was in a room filled with really funny people, and we were allowed to improvise. So everything we were doing, a lot of it is improvised, and it was so fun, because now you're really feeling like you're bringing yourself to this character. And I think for Sailor Moon, we didn't have any freedom. So we were just hoping for the best.
Except our arguments if they let us do it together. That was really the only thing. The other thing that they would do is, for me, I don't know why they did this, but for every single eye movement Sailor Moon did, they wanted me to make a noise. So it'd be like, And literally, they would go back and go, okay, let's make sure we got all the eye noises. So I got to a point in my head where I was insane. And I would go home, we'd be eating dinner, say, and one of the kids would go, ugh, broccoli, I hate broccoli. And I go, oh. And my family would be looking at me like, oh, Mom's lost it. They look at me like that a lot.
Funny. Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Kristen. So my question is, do you have any other magical girl shows that you like, or do you have any shows you like that have strong female leads?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Any magical girl shows that you like other than Sailor Moon, or do you have any shows that have strong female leads that you like?
Well, I was, any other shows, female leads that were strong. So, anime, not so much, but I was also in Totally Spies. Thanks, so I played Alice, and that was so much fun. So again, goofy girls kind of saving the world, gadgets and fun things. So I had a lot of fun doing that, so that'd be pretty fun.
It's funny, my thing that I have always loved is I've always loved the villains. Any villain I love. Because villains always think that they are the greatest person on the entire planet, that they are going to take over the world, and at the end of every episode, they always lose. And they can't believe that they've lost. Like, they are so shocked by this. And so playing that, to me, is the greatest thing on the planet. I do this one character called Wicked in Cyber Chase. She is like so off the charts crazy. She's like, well, hacker, look at me. Better still, no, look at you. Better still, look at me. And she would always, think, this is it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna win the entire cyberspace. What? What's happening? No! And she would just melt into the ground, crying, and I'd be like, yes, I love this.
We always wanted to play the villains on Sailor Moon because we'd done it for so long and they always had to cast new villains, but And I would do evil laughs. I would try to really sell myself, and they'd be like, no, you're Sailor Mars. Love it. You're good. You're wrecking everything, Katie. Get out of here. Thank you. Thanks. Hi, nice hair. You did it. Oh, really?
I'm not gonna lie, I came up here with the intention to get the dirt on your opinions on the new dub as well, but we've been over that.
Passe.
So, I guess, was there a point where you knew stars existed and thought that you would end up dubbing it, and then you found out you wouldn't?
Oh my God.
We totally would have.
This is what happened to us. We'd heard rumors that it was going to be happening, and we were like, every now and then we'd be like, we'd love to. Why, thanks for asking.
It would be amazing. I was dressed as Mars all the time.
And then we got invited to a complete Sailor Moon celebration that was in LA and at Anime Expo. I don't know if anybody's ever been there.
Oh, you were there?
It's insane. It's insane. It's huge. There were so many people, and everybody there was there for Sailor Moon that year. And we had sort of just kind of started going to cons at that point, so we really didn't know what the heck we were doing or anything. And we got there. We were each given our own drivers. I'm like, what?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. To digress, my driver got into a wreck, and I bruised my ribs, so every time I'd walk around, I was in serious pain.
She's still in serious pain.
Yeah, that was really the opposite of fun.
So we were treated like royalty. It was unbelievable. We've never signed so many autographs. It was insane, the lineups and stuff. And then they said, we're going to be doing a little panel thing. You're just going to be doing a walk-on. All you need to do is walk on. We're like, what? Well, don't they want to ask questions? Oh, no, don't worry. And there were thousands of people in this room, thousands. And we're on one side of the stage, and then there's these girls that are dressed up as Sailor Moon, like the most incredible, beautiful dressed up as Sailor Moon. We're like, wow, why aren't they over here with us? There's no stairs for us to climb onto the stage. So they go, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like you to say a final goodbye to the original cast of Sailor Moon. Please welcome them. And we were like, what? And then they did Ballantyne, Katie Griffin. And so we had to then climb onto the stage, which was about that high. And we're in heels and stuff and dresses. Some of us are old, not me, I was not older than the others, but some of them were way older than me, I'll tell you that right now. And it was like trying to get onto the stage is really not graceful at all. Like you're literally going onto your knees and then you've got to stand up. Then we walk across and we're like, oh, hi. Okay, we said, okay, say goodbye to them. And we're like, bye? It was like we were on the back of the Titanic. We're going, what the heck? And then they said, if you'd like, you can sit down here. They put us in front row. And they said, okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it is our great privilege to introduce to you the new cast of Sailor Moon. And we're like, they had stairs. They each had their own perfect cosplayer that escorted them onto the stage, and they were sort of dressed in matching colors, like Mars was in red and stuff like this. And they were like, and all these thousands of Sailor Moon fans, our Sailor Moon fans, were like, yeah! This was them, and they were going to show the very first episode that they had recorded. We were like, what the And Katie was not there because she had been in this accident. So we were all really, really worried about Katie. We're sitting there going, oh man.
You were so worried.
We were sitting there going, is she okay? Like, what's going on? She had texted me going, just got in an accident. And I'm like, for real? She's, yes. Are you okay? No. What? And so I'm like this, I'm sitting in this front row going, oh my God. And they're on there, and I was like, what? And then they start playing the new thing, I'm just like, I'm gonna go see if Katie's okay.
Yeah, and she did.
And I kind of left.
That said, I know we have to get to music.
It felt right.
We are out of time.
We didn't go right now.
Wait, one more question. You guys are so cute.
Come on out.
One more. You're getting the last.
They come and see. Okay, wait. You guys walk out. Come and ask us questions we're going to be signing autographs, so come and see us. You'll be the first ones.
Okay, ask.
Can you do the catchphrase for Sailor Moon?
That's the best. You know what I was gonna say? We're gonna have to do it anyways, folks. Yeah, of course. We are not leaving here without doing our calls. Get your phones.
Get your phones ready, guys.
How this is gonna go.
I'm gonna go take this myself, Katie.
All right, look at all the phones. This is so fun.
Can I stand in for it?
All right.
I'm so lost.
You hear us?